Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Module 8, our last week together. That really makes me sad because in addition to the enjoyment I've had of teaching this class, because I resonate with a lot of the topics that we've covered over the last few weeks, this has been a great class to work with. Very engaging, a lot of interaction in the discussions, some really good thoughts and things as I read through the assignments and things like that. So congratulate yourselves as you finish out this course. Now, that being said, we still have a full week, and I didn't put together a PowerPoint. I just kind of shooting from the hip, so to speak, here. But really, we've got two objectives this week. We're going to focus on kind of a theme that we've had throughout the course, legal and compliance of data. And then we're going to pivot just a little bit as we look at how HR is evolving and how HR will look in the future. So I'm on the resource module page so you can see what the assignments are for the week. And it looks like in the textbook, you've got two chapters, sections 8.2 and 8.4 of chapter 8, and then section 11.6 of chapter 11, which is kind of interesting. Usually most places just say read the chapter. So I'm glad they delineate that just a little bit. There's some additional things. There's 21 HR jobs of the future. That probably is a good article to read in preparation for this week's discussion. And yes, we do have another discussion this week. But you guys are rocking the discussion, so I don't have any doubts about your ability to do that. Another one, how to get a job in HR. And tips to qualify without experience. That's a conundrum that HR professionals as well as other business professionals often face. We're, trying to get that HR job and things like that, and you don't have any experience. And of course, everybody goes, well, we want experience, but how are we supposed to get experience if we can't get a job to get some experience? So it probably has some good resources and recommendations. If it doesn't, I will tell you, when you land, wherever you're going to land, if it's in your current place or a future place, look and see if they have a local SHRM chapter. That's always a good opportunity to network with local HR professionals, because I will tell you, I've been in my location for about 6 months. I already have we don't have a local SHRM chapter. But I've reached out to some local HR folks and we're trying to collaborate. But I already know who's moving where and what some positions are. Not that I'm looking, I'm happy where I'm at. But you get to understand what those openings may be coming up. But two, it gives you an opportunity to get to know those individuals that can help you make that connection to say, hey, I see that ABC company is getting ready to hire an HR generalist. I am really excited about that opportunity. Do you know who I could reach out to? And they'll say, I know Susan. She's the director over there. Let me put you in touch with her. Sometimes connections help, even if you don't have experience. But it's probably going to be a good article to look at. Lastly, the reading on the certification. SHRM certification versus HRCI certification. Here's a little inside information. I actually got my SPHR, or Senior Professional in Human Resources certification, back in 2008. At that time, SHRM did not have a certification. They actually, if you were a SHRM member and you wanted to get certified, they referred you over to HRCI. They had a partnership. In 2012, SHRM decided, for whatever reason, the reasons they gave were fairly superficial, but their rationale was they wanted to build a credential that was better than HRCI, so they developed the CP, or Certified Professional, or SCP, Senior Certified Professional. We had the opportunity that if we were SHRM members and had an HRCI certification, we could be grandfathered in. So I for 2 years, kept both my SCP and my SPHR. At the end of the day, they're pretty much the same. There's qualifying exams that you have to take. There's recertification hours that you have to get. And then, of course, you have to pay to maintain that credential. I think the SHRM credential is a little bit cheaper than HRCI, but realistically, they're both equal in the eyes of most HR professionals. And that was the thing I was really concerned about. Do I let my SPHR certification lapse and just maintain the SCP, but will it carry the same weight and prestige? And at the end of the day, because initially there was a lot of question about that throughout the HR community or industry. But realistically at this point, employers look and say, oh, they have a SHRM or they have an HRCI. Realistically, that's what they're looking for. Do you have that credential that sets you apart from the other person that does not? So I will tell you, at the end of the day, it's kind of a personal preference. Get whichever one you want, but get credentialed. The money you will spend maintaining that certification and everything is invaluable because it does set you apart professionally over your peers that are not credentialed. Now, there you'll get some folks that go, it doesn't matter if you have initials after your name or not. But I will tell you, I've been in this business for over 20 years. It does matter. So when you get that opportunity, get credentialed and then work to keep it up as best you can. And it really isn't too bad. I mean, the HRCI certification for my credential does have an additional business requirement in terms of hours, but it's 15 hours over 4 years. So it's very easy to achieve. And then I have to have an additional, I think, 160. So, but it's over a 4-year certification. So you got it knocked out. Anyway, so let's see if I can get the screen to change here just a little bit. And let's talk about deliverables really quick. I want to wrap this up so we're not dragging on for days on end. Looks like it's going to try to. I apologize. I'm on my home computer today and it's a little slower. So, all right. So, deliverables, discussion. We talked about that a little bit. Your future in HR. You're going to kind of focus on two things. What you've learned in the class, how are you going to apply it? And then what do you think is going to change in HR? And this is always an interesting topic. So feel free to use the resources that we just talked about. But two, what do you think is going to happen? You guys are on the forefront of seeing the change that's happening. You may not realize it, but you are. And then, of course, there's the responded to your peers with those recommendations. There is a quiz, so get that knocked out. 8.3 next steps is a non-graded exercise, so you can work through that. And it looks like your chapter 11. At some point, I thought we had project 2 in here. Perhaps I'm confused, but project 2 is also due. So, as a reminder, please get your assignments submitted. The college requires that I have everything graded and the course closed out by Tuesday at midnight after the class closes out. So next Tuesday night, I have to have all the grades put in unless you have an official extension or some other extension arrangement in place. Please get your assignments in because I will start grading on Sunday or before that if I can. And so I can get grades submitted within my timeline. So with that, I'm going to close out. I've been kind of dragging on here just a little bit, but good luck, everyone, and certainly have a great holiday season because we're going to finish out our course before that happens. But take some time to relax over that period and prepare for your next class. Thanks, everybody.